गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Chapter 1 Shloka 8 ते मोहितास्तद्वशे वर्तमानाः इतः प्रेतास्तत्र पुनः पतन्ति ततस्तं देवा अनुपरिप्लवन्ते अतो मृत्युं मरणादभ्युपैति light in power. Oh. So, tadvashe vartamanaha. Tadvashe means mrityuvashe. Pramado vai mrityuhu. Pramada is the mrityu. We have seen this before. Those who are under the clutches of the pramada. Pramada refers to avidya, kama, karma, all those things are included. The ignorance, it takes the form of ahankara, takes the form of identification with the body, mind, etc. It is called ahankara. Ahankara gives rise to kama, desires. Kama leads to krodha, etc., hatred, etc. When I have a desire, it does not take much time to get hatred, because somebody does not allow me to fulfill my desires, I start hating that person. Therefore, kama leads to krodha, raga leads to dvesha. Raga is attachment. Often it is mistaken as love. It is not love, it is attachment. We have to understand the difference between love and attachment. Attachment involves expectations and dependence. When I depend on a person or an object for my happiness, it is attachment. You tell the other person, I cannot live without you. Not just telling, you feel so. You cannot live without the person. It is attachment. And then there is expectation. You want that person to behave the way you want. If he does not behave the way you want him to behave, eventually you start hating the person. That is why often the so-called love changes into hatred. That is why we hear about crimes. Who killed who? Husband killed wife, or a lover killed another lover. Why does it happen? Because the love turns into hatred. The attachment turns into hatred. Because it consists of expectation and dependence. And the attachment can cause emotional breakdown. That person is not behaving the way you like. He leaves and goes away. Then there is emotional breakdown. Therefore, raga, attachment, is associated with dvesha, hatred, and shoka, emotional breakdown. Whereas love is free from these two. When you really love a person, you just wish him or her good. Let him be good. Let her be good. Let him progress in life, or let her progress in life. Often we think progress is only material progress. Material progress is not the only progress. The true progress is the inner growth. One has to progress internally. One has to progress spiritually. That is missing nowadays. People think if somebody is progressing materially, he is successful in life. He goes to America, earns money, it is considered the success. But often we miss the point that the so-called material success leads to a spiritual downfall. People give up their tradition, people give up their sadhana, their values, and they seek more and more, become more and more greedy, become more and more dependent on material comfort. It is not progress, it is a degradation. The true progress is the inner growth. Am I growing internally? One has to ask this question to oneself. If the inner growth is missing, Any other success is as good as nothing, as good as zero. It is true in any phase of life, whether it is in the life of a grihastha, whether it is in the life of a vanaprastha, or whether it is in the life of a sannyasi. Do not mistake the apparent material success as the real success. One has to understand what is the true meaning of success. How do you define your success? We see many successful people in terms of the material pursuit. I have come across many such people. They have made a lot of money. A gentleman started his own company 40-50 years back, maybe 40-45 years back. He started his own company. He built a company from the scratch. Big industry. Nowadays, almost everybody knows about that company. From the material point of view, it is a great success because he has built such a successful company, and he has earned a lot of money also. He has become a millionaire, billionaire, whatever you call him. He has built a very good house in the heart of Bangalore city, beautiful Bangalore. And he has got many other houses and farmhouses, etc. From the material point of view, very successful man. Then, if you look at him as a person, I know the inner secrets of things, that's why I am telling you. He is the most miserable person. Why? Because he has not focused on the inner growth. As he accumulated things, as he accumulated wealth, as he accumulated social status, he started depending on them more and more. He is attached to his factory, his company, his position in the company, his wealth, and also his relatives. He has built a lot of expectation on his relatives. My son will behave like this. He will fulfill my expectation. My daughter will behave like this. She will fulfill my expectation. Neither his son nor his daughter fulfilled his expectation, because they have their own life, they have their own way of thinking. It is another jiva altogether. And this person is crying day in and day out, not externally, internally. And unfortunately, he is an astika. I cannot help him as long as he is an astika. Who is an Astika? Kavya, can you tell who is an Astika? Who doesn't believe in God is a general understanding of Nastika. But according to our Shastra, we have another way of understanding Nastika. One who does not accept Vedas as pramana is a Nastika. Nasti Veda Pramanyam Yasya Saha Nastikaha. The Vedas are the pramana. Pramana means the means of knowledge. Any means of knowledge is called pramana. For example, if I have to know the color of this cloth, I need a pramana, a means of knowledge. How do you know the color of this cloth? With your eyes. Without using your eyes, can you know the color of this cloth? By any other means? You cannot know. You cannot hear the color. You cannot touch the color. You can only touch the texture of this cloth. By touching, I can know the texture. I cannot know the color. To see the color, I have to open my eyes. Therefore, my eyes, my chakshurindriya is a pramana to know the color of this cloth. So my eyes are a pramana, a means of knowledge. Likewise, if we have to know certain realities that are not available to our senses, we have to make use of another means of knowledge, another pramana. And that pramana is called the Vedas. Veda is a body of literature given by the rishis. Given by Ishvara to the rishis. If we have to know there is Ishvara, there is Bhagavan, how do you know whether there is Ishvara or not? We cannot see Ishvara with our eyes. We have to rely on the Vedas. The Vedas reveal the presence of Ishvara. Therefore, Veda is the pramana to know the presence of Ishvara. When somebody rules out the very pramana, the very means that reveals Ishvara, how can he know the presence of Ishvara? It is not possible. Therefore, an Astika means the one who accepts Vedas as the pramana. Vedas are a valid means of knowledge. Valid means of knowledge to know certain realities that are not known through any other means of knowledge. The Vedas say there is Ishvara. The Vedas also say there is a punya and a papa. Certain actions that we do, they have invisible results. We see the visible results of our actions. If you do some action, you see visible result. For example, if I drink water, my thirst is quenched. It is a visible result. But certain actions, their result is not visible. They have invisible results. You cannot see the results immediately. Even such actions are revealed by the Vedas. For example, you tell a lie. What happens if you tell a lie? In fact, the modern mother and the modern father are trying to teach values to a child, five-year-old child. The mother and father are trying to teach some values. The parents tell the child, you should not tell lies. The child asks, why I should not tell lies? It is a smart child. It is brought up with the smartphone. So it has become smart. You tell something, it will ask questions. The child is asking, what happens if I tell lies? Why I should not tell lies? The parents try to reason out. The parents say, if you tell lies, somebody will catch you. Your friend will catch you telling lies. Or your teacher will catch you telling lies. If the teacher or friends catch you, they will punish you. The parents are trying to tell the child. But then the child says, I am very smart. My friends will not catch me. My teacher also will not catch me if I tell lies. I will tell lies in such a way that nobody knows. Nobody catches me red hand. Then what is the problem if I tell lies? The child is asking. Now the modern parents don't have answer. Modern parents means the Nastika parents. They don't have an answer. Why you should not tell lies? But the Astika parents have answer. The Astika mother says, if you tell lies, you will get papa. It is a papa, not papa. It is papa. What is papa? It is not visible. It is invisible. At the moment, you will not know immediately. It is the invisible result of an action which will fructify later in future. At some later date it fructifies. It can fructify in this Janma, or it may fructify in a future Janma also. Therefore, the invisible results of our actions, they are also revealed by the Shastra, by the Vedas. We cannot know them with the direct perception. Pratyaksha pramana does not work there. Pratyaksha means a direct perception. See, most of the things we know in the world are known through direct perception and inference. We make use of these two means of knowledge. Many things are known through direct perception. We see them, we hear them, like the bell sound. Somebody is ringing the bell. How do I know? The bell sound is coming. So it is a direct perception. We know many things through direct perception. Then there is another pramana, another means of knowledge called inference. Inference is called anumana. Often we use inference. How many people are sitting inside? You can know without seeing the people. How? Just count the number of chappals outside. As many pairs of chappals outside, so many people are there inside. Anumana. We know many things through pratyaksha and anumana. Direct perception and inference. In fact, the scientific world, science, all sciences depend on these two means of knowledge. Direct perception and inference. Pratyaksha and anumana. What does a scientist do? He makes observations in the lab, and based on the observations, he reasons out, infers. That is what the scientists do. Any lab test that you have, it is based on direct perception and inference. Whereas certain things are not available to pratyaksha and anumana. They are not available to direct perception and inference. They are known only through the Shastra. That is why Bhagavan says in Gita, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Karya Vyavasthitau. What is Karya, what is Akarya? What is right, what is wrong? What kind of action I should do, what kind of action I should not do? What is the pramana? Shastram pramanam te. Shastra is the pramana. The Vedas are the pramana. Therefore, without accepting the Shastra pramana, any moral, any values will not have a rationale. They will not have a basis without accepting Shastra pramana. Therefore, Astika is the one who accepts the Shastra, the Vedas, as the pramana. Now, these people, the Nastikaha, they are mohitaha, they are deluded. There is a delusion. Delusion is to think that the world is real. The material world can give me permanent happiness. The material world is the primary goal of human life. If somebody thinks so, it is a delusion. There is an Upanishad called Kathopanishad. Many of you might have heard Kathopanishad. Keliddiya Kavya illa. Kathopanishad. Katha Upanishad. It is an Upanishad. In that Upanishad, Yama teaches Nachiketa. Nachiketa went to Yamaloka. A little boy, 5-6-year-old boy. And Yama asked Nachiketa, what do you want? Nachiketa says, I want to know the Brahman. I want to know the Paramatma. Then Yama tells Nachiketa, why are you asking for such things? Paramatma, Brahman, Moksha. You are still young. Why are you asking for such things? I am Yama. I can give you many things. I can give you a long lifespan. I can give you very big kingdom. I can make you a big king. I can give you many horses, money, and so on and so on. I can give you good clothes. Yama told Nachiketa. Then Nachiketa says, I don't want any of them, because I know all of them are temporary. They cannot give me permanent happiness. What can truly give me the permanent happiness is the Paramatma. Therefore, Nachiketa said, I don't want anything other than the knowledge of Paramatma. Then Yama tells, Shreyascha preyascha manushyametaha tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha Shreyo hi dhiro bhi preyaso vranite preyo mando yogakshemad vranite. Yama told Nachiketa, there are two possible goals in human life. In the human life, there can be two possible goals. One is called preyas. Preyas means that which appears attractive. Prima facie, it is attractive. It is the material pursuit. I want to get many ornaments. I want to go to foreign countries and enjoy the life. It is all prayers. It seems attractive, as I told about that person. But if you get into it in the long run, it is going to cause dukkha. It is going to cause problem, sorrow, agony. Another pursuit, another human goal is a Shreyas. Shreyas is the one that leads to Shashwata Sukha and Shashwata Shanti, eternal happiness and eternal peace, permanent happiness and permanent peace. It is the pursuit of Shreyas. Shreyas is the moksha. Yama tells Nachiketa, the wise man, Dhiraha. Dhiraha is the wise man. The wise man chooses a Shreyas as the goal of his life, chooses moksha as the goal of his life. Whereas Mandaha, the deluded one, he chooses a preyas because he thinks the material happiness is the one that is really going to keep me happy. Therefore, he ignores the pursuit of dharma and the pursuit of moksha. He gives up doing Sandhya Vandanam. The Shastra says, Aharaha Sandhyam Upasita. One should perform Sandhya Vandanam every day. The Shastra says, do Sandhya Vandanam at least twice a day. If not twice, at least once a day. Better to do 3 times. According to the Shastra, 3 times are there, Sandhya. Aharaha Sandhyam Upasita. Do Sandhya Vandanam. So, after bath, one should put vibhuti on the forehead. Putting vibhuti on the forehead is also very important. It is Sharira Shuddhi. We look upon the body as an abode of the divine. The body is not an object of enjoyment in our culture. Deho devalayah proktaha. Body is a shrine. Body is looked upon as a temple. Therefore, we put vibhuti on the forehead. That is when the divinity is invoked in the body. Shunyalalatam smashanatulyam. Empty forehead is like a smashana, like a burial ground or like a crematorium, cemetery. Therefore, one should follow the dharma right from the beginning in the morning. When you take bath as a prayer, as a ritual. Even the act of bathing has to be converted into a sadhana. It is not just for physical purity, it is for an inner purity also. When you take bath, chant Bhagavan's name. You can chant Rama Rama or Krishna Krishna or Govinda Govinda. Generally, we have a tradition of chanting Govinda Nama while taking bath. Chant Govinda Govinda and take bath. The older people will remember. When they take a dip, they will say Govinda and take the dip. There is a funny thing about it. In Kannada they say Gumpinalli Govinda. So, there is a custom that one is not supposed to tell one's husband's name. So now there were many ladies, many women. They went for a bath in the river. All of them were supposed to chant Govinda while taking the dip. Then this one lady, her husband's name was Govinda. So she cannot say Govinda, at least in front of others. Then all the other ladies in chorus, they chanted Govinda and took dip. In the same chorus, this lady joined. She didn't say Govinda, she said, same here. And she took the dip. So that is why they say Gumpinalli Govinda. Others are saying Govinda, you are not saying Govinda, but you are joining in the group. It is as good as you are also saying the Govinda without saying Govinda. So, even the act of bath has to be converted into a sadhana. When you chant Bhagavan's name, not only it gives external purity, it gives the inner purity as well. And then after bath you put vibhuti or kunkuma on the forehead and chant Bhagavan's name, do Sandhya Vandanam. Those who are entitled to do Sandhya Vandanam, those who have done Upanayana, they have to do Sandhya Vandanam. There is no option. Because if Sandhya Vandanam is not done, it is Pratyavaya, it leads to Pratyavaya, certain invisible papas. Therefore, Sandhya Vandanam has to be done regularly. And then those who are not entitled to do Sandhya Vandanam, they can do some japa, etc. Japa or puja, whatever. They can chant Om Namah Shivaya and such mantras. Therefore, entire life should be led in such a way that it leads to moksha. Whether it is the life of a grahastha or a vanaprastha, and of course sannyasa, it is meant for moksha. Do not make the life bhoga pradhan. Life is not meant for bhoga. It is not meant for material enjoyment or material accumulation. Therefore, these people are mohitaha. They are deluded. There is delusion. The world can give me happiness. Relatives can give me happiness. Sun can give me happiness. Daughter can give me happiness. Tadvashe vartamana. And they are under the spell of the material objects, the sense objects. The sense objects takes the person for a ride. The life is led for the sake of the sense objects. And what happens? Itaha pretaha tatra punah patanti. When a person leads a materialistic life, he is not free from the cycle of rebirth. In this world also he experiences the problems of samsara. And not only in this world, even after this world, even after this life, he is caught up in samsara. Itah pretaha. They leave this body. Everyone has to leave this body. This body or this identity is not eternal. We have to remember that always. This body is not eternal. How long are you going to be in this body? How many more years? I am not talking about the 75 people. I am talking about the people who are in there is a 20s also, 26. Another is 30. So 26, 30 people also. We are all older, much older. So even those people in their 26, 27, the lifespan is short. They may live for let's say 75, 80 more years. Let them live for 75, 80 more years. My prayer is, that is my prayer. Dirghamayuhu. But even if there is 75, 80 more years, it is not a very long span of life. It is also a very short span of life. After 75 years, they may remember. We were attending one Swami's talk 75 years back on a Shivaratri day. We were attending Swami's talk and he said you will live for 75, 70, 80 more years. And when you remember that, how will you remember? Just a few years back. If there is good memory power, you feel just a few years have passed. Just a few years back we were children. Just a few years back we were youngsters. Just a few years back we were middle-aged. The human lifespan is very short. Compared to the lifespan of the Devatas, it is very short. Compared to the lifespan of this universe, this planet Earth, it is very short. It is like a mosquito's lifespan. What is the lifespan of a mosquito? 7 days. I think some mosquitoes live for 20, 22 days, I think. So a few days, not even a month, less than a month. Now a mosquito is asking a human being, how old are you? The human being says, I am 75 years old. Then the mosquito is wondering how many days it is. It is hundreds of thousands of the lifespan of a mosquito is a human being's lifespan. Likewise, the Shastra says the lifespan of the Devatas is much longer than our lifespan, human lifespan. The lifespan of Hiranyagarbha is much larger than, much longer than our lifespan. Therefore, the human life is very short. Provided one is going to live for 75, 80 more years. So, provided our lifespan is 100 years. 100 and a few years more than 100. 110, 120 we have seen. I think 120 around. The oldest man in the world is around 115 or something. I don't know the exactly. That is rare, 1 or 2. But generally people go before 100. Very few people get to century. But there is no guarantee that we are going to live for 100 years. The death can come any moment. This moment and the next moment one can die. Because the heart is beating every moment. Lub dub, lub dub, lub dub. After any lub, if the dub is not there, life is dub. Lub dub, it is the sound of the beating of the heart. It is beating every second. Within a second, there are a few lub dubs. Means less than a second. One lub dub takes less than a second. That is why heart beats around 72 times standard. For some people it may beat 80, etc. So all these are moha. The life is eternal. People think, live as though life is eternal. They keep on accumulating wealth. One bungalow, another bungalow, one estate, another estate, as though life is eternal. Mohitaha tadvashe vartamanaha itah pretaha. When they leave this world, what happens? Tatra punah patanti. Punaha patanti. Once again they get into janma. There is one more janma. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. And the next janma is not necessarily a human birth. It can be a human birth. It can be a dog janma, cat janma. Anything is possible. But whatever janma you get, this identity is gone. The present Aadhaar card that you are holding, it is no more valid. The present passport that you are holding is no more valid. And therefore all the property that is in your name is all gone. It is no longer in your name, because your name itself is no more yours. Your name is no more yours. After that, they will give another name. Li Peng, some other name is given. Your relatives are no more yours. They are all gone. And you identify with another body. Recently, a lady was telling me that her mother is reborn as her granddaughter. How do you know? She is very young. She was very young. Now she has grown older. When she was very young, 3-year-old, she remembered, this is my, that lady, that old lady who passed away. Her ring was somebody else, I think, daughter-in-law is wearing. Daughter-in-law means her present Janma mother is wearing. And she says, this is my ring. And she remembers many things in the house, same house. This sofa was there earlier, because after her death they have shifted. This sofa was there. She remembers. So for a while she remembered, up to the age of 5, 6, etc. I told her, see, some people remember in their early age. 2-year, 3-year-olds, they remember. Why they remember? Because their identification with this body has not yet become complete. They are still having the overhanging of the previous body, previous Janma. But eventually, after the age of 4, 5 and all, they forget. Very rarely a few people may remember after that also, but generally after the age of 5, 6 and all, they forget, because their identification with this Janma becomes gross by that time. So this is an evidence that there is rebirth. The Shastras are not false. Many people have seen such incidents happening. Those who are interested, I will refer to one incident which is recorded and tested a few decades ago, means almost 70, 80 years back, before India became independent. Even Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was involved in that investigation. It is the investigation, it's the incident of Shanti Devi in Delhi. You can Google out Shanti Devi's rebirth incident. So the Shastra says, Punaha patanti. Once again they fall into this world. Another Janma. Tatahatam devaha anupariplavante. And once he is reborn, the Indriyas don't leave him. The senses don't leave him. The same senses, they come and sit in another body. We take all our senses also. All the senses are there. And the senses keep us engaged in this world. Once again moha. Once again delusion. My son, my daughter, my house, my property. I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy that. I want to go for this foreign trip. I want to go for that foreign trip. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Cambodia. So on and so on. The moha continues. Now the choice is ours. Bhagavan has left the choice to us. Whether you want moksha or whether you want to continue in the cycle of Janma, cycle of samsara. The choice is yours. Therefore, Sanatsujatiya tells Dhritarashtra, O Dhritarashtra, give up the moha and understand your true self. Work for the ultimate happiness, ultimate freedom from sorrow, which is called moksha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Today is Shivaratri. So